What's going on, ladies and gents, boys and girls, guardians of all ages, Joker back again once again, and some of you might be wondering why I'm not covering Season of the Dawn as much as I've covered other seasons in the past. Well, frankly, in my opinion, Season of the Dawn represents one of the most abysmal periods in Destiny 2's life cycle, second only to maybe Year 1. Now, I understand that there are going to be people who started Destiny 2 with Shadowkeep, and they're still in the honeymoon phase. There's still things for them to discover, quests for them to grind, weapons for them to get. But I have a sneaking suspicion that that's a minority of the community. And hey, if you're one of those people or you're still enjoying the game, I'm not here to take that away from you. But I have a sneaking suspicion as well that a lot of the veterans in the community are getting kinda sick and tired and maybe even burnt out of the same redundant, repetitive, banal bullshit that Bungie's been feeding us for over a year when it comes to these Season Pass DLCs. I mean, look at Season of the Dawn. We have another, not Horde, but totally Horde mode, and look at its loot pool. We have some of the, arguably, best designed weapons in the game, but nothing's worth the time of day. I saw the fusion rifle, and I got excited, but then I learned, well, you know what, it can't compete with Arantel FR4. So what's the point? The same goes for most of these weapons. The sidearm is actually pretty cool, but the rest of the weapons, well, the shotgun, I already have shotguns that do exactly what this thing can do, only better. I'm not an auto rifle person, so I'm not going to grind my ass off for an auto rifle. The same goes for most of these weapons. Look at the scout rifle. Oh yay, there's this nice new cool looking scout rifle. But I already have scout rifles that are way better. So why would I waste my time for something that kind of looks cooler? I guess that attracts some people, but not me. But moving forward, the Horde mode is super repetitive, and honestly, it's been done to death at this point. The quest design is awful, just awful, and again, super repetitive. Like, real talk, who the hell do I have to blow to get, I don't know, a stealth mission, or a diplomacy quest, or, you know, something to spice things up a little bit? Because, god damn it, if I have to go get 500 more Cabal assholes, or 320 more smegma-encrusted Thrall foreskins, or a gallon of eye jelly made out of fucking fallen ether, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. And what the hell is going on with PvP? Like, it is so fucking laggy. I actually understand why this is happening. It's because the PvP player base is so small that, at least in my skill bracket, which I'm not the creme de la creme of Destiny players, I'm not the 1%. I'm above average. And yet somehow, some way, I'm apparently in such a small skill bracket that they have to pull people in from all around the world to fill it. Because, of course they do, and because there's so many varied connections on a player-to-player game, you're gonna get lag. You're gonna get a lot of lag. So you're gonna watch people jump around, you're gonna watch bullets go through walls, you're gonna watch people die 30 seconds after you killed them. Oh, it's just so bad. It's such a shit show. Look, I wouldn't mind skill-based matchmaking if Destiny was on like dedicated servers or something, but it's not. And currently, its peer-to-peer matchmaking sucks shit through a straw. And what's amazing, what's mind-boggling, what's just I cannot comprehend, somehow, some way, through some Herculean leap in logic that us mere mortals will never be able to comprehend, Bungie! Fucking Bungie! The people who created one of the best matchmaking systems with Halo 2 and 3. You had your separate hoppers, you had your ranked playlist, you had your social playlist, and they had a lot of overlap between the playlist. So if you wanted to play rank, you only wanted to play people on your level, you went in and you played fucking rank. If you wanted to BS with your friends and not give two shits and a fuck about the game, you went in and played social. Gasp. Shock. Lightning crackle, lightning crackle, lightning crackle. A system that actually fucking works and gives everybody what they want. And while we're on the subject of skill-based matchmaking, by what Herculean leap in logic that us mere mortals will never be able to comprehend, decided that every playlist but one is going to be ranked. It's going to be true skill based, but they're not going to count towards glory rank, so they're not going to count towards glory rewards, but you're basically playing glory. Please find that person and jettison them into the fucking sun. And before somebody starts clutching at their pearls and tearing out their hair and rending their garments because I said something bad about a Bungie employee, step 7 of their plan to overtake the world is literally shoot their enemies into the sun with a giant slingshot. So if Bungie can be cheeky about blasting bitches through the stratosphere, so can I. Let's see what else. Now, there are still 2 exotic quests left. The Devil's Run was an in-and-out 20-minute adventure for a weapon that may be the flavor of the Crucible for a day, maybe even 2 days, before everybody switches back to spare rations and mindbenders. And hey, that's nothing against Devil's Run, it's kind of a fun gun, but I don't see it being meta. Not top of the meta at least, maybe in the meta if you get really cheeky with it, but top of the meta, no. That said, the Devil's Run quest is actually kind of charming. Stick around for the last bit of dialogue. There's a ton of dialogue after you get the weapon. It goes on for, geez, probably like a minute or 2. And it's Lord Shaxx BSing with Saint 14. And honestly, some pretty interesting, funny, kind of amusing dialogue. Lord Shaxx sings a song. I won't spoil any more. And then there's the fusion rifle that looks interesting, but if it's not as good as Arantel FR4, there's really no point.
But Joker, it's a primary!
Yeah, well, it's also an exotic, and it's also a primary, as pointed out. That means it's competing with the likes of, I don't know, Duskrock Blues. So it has to be as good as Arantel on a base level, or it's not gonna see much use, it's going to be worthless. Now, will I say that Season of the Dawn is entirely bad? No. The Saint 14 bits, the 2 missions, and the Devil's Run quest where you see Saint 14 talking with Shaxx is amazing. It's all charming. It's too bad it's buried under a pile of shit. Anyways, point being, Destiny 2 is not in a great place right now. And it's not in a great place where there's like nothing to even talk about really. Yeah, sure, there's stuff happening all the time, but it's the same banal shit that we've done over and over and over and over and over and over ad nauseum. So, don't be surprised if you see more Halo content on the channel. The Greatest Flexes in Halo Part 1 did really well, and Episode 2 is already written. Spoiler alert, it's 4,000 words and a whopping 9 pages. I also have this Cortana video that I've been wanting to do forever. Hell, I think I've been talking to Halo Canon and Late Night Gaming about it since like August of last year, so over half a year ago. And I finally feel like I'm in a place where, yeah, this is something that I could shift my focus to. And of course, I will still keep covering Destiny, but only if it's important stuff. Like if we get a TWAB and they're like, here's all these changes that we're doing to the game. Or they come out and they go, here's the next season, because we know absolutely nothing about next season. And of course, I will still keep covering Destiny lore content like I have been doing. The Greatest Flexes in Destiny videos have been doing really well as well. So between my Greatest Flexes in Halo video, and my Greatest Flexes in Destiny video, and my Cortana video, I have a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. So here's just to, I guess, hoping next season is better, so we have more to talk about. Hell, even if it's not better, here's hoping it's more interesting. Anyways guys, that's it for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, because subscribing doesn't actually do anything, so it makes the whole process redundant. Donate to my Patreon if you're feeling super generous and you want to support the channel, but above all else, stay frosty.